G'day, my name's Darryl Webb. Today we're looking at the H1 headlamp by Wuben. We'll have a look at some beam shots at the end of the video. We'll go over its specs, its build quality, some of its features, then we'll do some pros and cons. Anyway, let's bring it down here and let's get into it. Okay, so we'll just have a look at it. It's quite a unique little box. Everyone's seen it, thinks it's quite amusing. When you get it, this is roughly sort of how it comes. So there's a head strap with a light attached. There would be a battery isolator in there, and there is a manual. There is a charging lead, micro USB, and there are some helmet mounts, so you can clip it onto a helmet and run it how you need, like that, if that's how you're going to use it. And some spare O-rings in there. Alright, let's move that out of the way. Let's move all this stuff out of the way so it's not crowding the scene. Alright, so the light itself. So it features a main light and it features an auxiliary light. An auxiliary, there is a high CRI which goes up to 10 lumens, and there's red LED which goes up to 10 lumens. So it's just a little sticker to tell you that. I'll stick that back on there. And that's it. There's a button on the side and there's a charging port. So obviously button turns it on, turns it off, and there's a little charging port in there. It actually seems to hold in pretty well, but long term sometimes these little rubber ports fail. The reflector's a sort of smooth reflector, and I've got to say it's quite performing. The straps have got this lovely stippling that's really grippy, and I'm guessing it's for just so it doesn't slide on your head, maybe if you're sweaty and things like that, but also it would grip great onto helmets and other things like that, beanies or whatever. Really grippy. It's got some reflective on the band. The quality of the plastic buckles and it actually seems really good, and it's one of the three-piece design, so it goes up over your head as well. As I said, I have been using it. I've tried it on a couple of different people, and there's also some stippling that goes right around it, so there's no worries about grip on your head. Okay, so let's have a look at this battery. Threads are all nice, lubricated. The quality of the machining in it actually looks really good. It's pretty much all metal construction, so the backing plate is plastic, but it feels quite sturdy and it's quite firm, the grip, so she's not going to adjust on you. Alright, so it's a Wuben branded. I'm not sure who actually makes it, but it's Wuben branded 2600 milliamp hour battery. Fits in there very nice. As I said, the machining and fit and finish is really good. It feels definitely like a much more expensive light than what it is, and it does come with a 5-year warranty too, so I'm guessing they're sort of predicting that they should be pretty hard wearing. We'll just look at the box, just go over some of its specs. So the main light, and you got the auxiliary light. So the main light has high, which is pretty much like a turbo. It'll go up to 1200 lumens, and then do that for 1 minute, and then it drops down to 500 lumens, and it'll do that for another 2 hours. Medium is 400 lumens, goes for 2.6 hours. Low is 80 lumens, goes for 14 hours. And Moonlight is 1 lumen and runs for 500 hours. The auxiliary lights are, the white one is the high CRI white, is 10 lumens, goes for 25 hours. And the red light, 10 lumens, is 30 hours. It's quite a bright 10 lumens, the red. It's quite good. What do they say about it? It says the H1 is an aluminium alloy headlamp with multiple light sources, utilising one-piece Osram P9 LED, powered by one-piece 18650 rechargeable lithium-ion battery of 2600 mAh. The main lights emits 1200 lumens max output. There are red light source and a high CRI neutral white light source as auxiliary lights. All functions operate with one switch. You could choose high beam or low beam as you wish. So, as far as the light for actually working, it's the one button on the side. You press it. It's got a memory. It comes back to whatever it was on. You press it again, it will just turn off. So if you want to go through the modes, you can, it'll round robin through it. So that's Moonlight. Try and make it so you can see. If I hold it in again, it will go to medium. Oh, sorry, low. Hold it in again, it goes to medium. And last one is high. Oh, I got that order out wrong, but yeah. Moonlight, low, medium and high. And that's how that goes through. If you want the secondary light, before you turn it on, you hold that and it will start off red. Press it again, it turns off. So just hold it, red, hold it again. Oh, there you go, it's got a little strobe thing. Then it goes, hold it again, it goes to the high CRI, and then hold it again, and it goes back to red. Yeah, it's just like a little flashing beacon in red. But anyway, and then once you turn it off, you just press it on, it goes back to the main light and whatever you had it set at. So there is also in there, I believe, a strobe, an SOS and a beacon. The strobe's 1200 lumens, SOS is 200 lumens, and the beacon is 100 lumens. And I'm not quite sure how you turn them on. I haven't even used the strobe. Anyway, I'm getting some battery warning lights, and I'll probably nearly flatten the battery. There's a bit of a battery indicator on there. It's coming on red saying charge it. There's a strobe. There's the SOS. And there's the beacon. Alright, so when that's off, if I push that back on, yeah, it just goes back to whatever, back to the normal light and the memory, so you have to go through them separately. The plastic mount and everything is quite solid. The resistance is good. You can turn it, the caps don't come undone unless you sort of really pushing on it hard. But all in all, that build quality seems very good. The user interface is quite nice to go through, and I think anyone who buys this for a general purpose headlamp, you get a lot of options there. So anyway, we'll leave the build quality and the charging at that. I was trying to think what else there was sort of on there that I could sort of run off to you. So there is a 5-year factory warranty, and they're on high, which is I guess it's turbo. It does go out to 125 metres. I'll test that in the beam shots because I got 120 metres, about 130 metres out there where I do my normal testing. It's 100 metres to the sign and 130 to the actual fence in the houses. Just another quick thing, it's 1 metre drop proof. It's IP68, so that's 2 metres underwater for 1 hour. The light itself weighs 54 grams without the battery. I think it weighs 102 with the battery. And that's the thing. So size wise, they've kept it, considering it's got 18650, they've kept the form factor quite small. Weight wise, you do notice it on your head, but as I said, with the extra strap and things like that, you could run it without that strap. It's light enough to be run without that strap, fine. But if you're really jumping around or riding a quad bike or bouncing around like crazy, jogging or something like that, then that extra head strap is actually quite nice to have. We'll do first some pros and cons. So I've been using this for a week and a half, closer to 2 weeks actually, and pro wise, I'm going to say I like the output and I like the run time. You definitely get some big lumens, but it is a well quality beam. It's got a nice hot spot to give you a bit of distance, but then also with a lot of spill as you'd want in a headlamp. Between the high, the medium, low and the moonlight, it is versatile for definitely different lighting situations. It's not too bad for using, say, around camp, but it's also, well, even with the high CRI or the red torch, it's actually quite good for up close stuff and not disturbing people. But with that said, I've also used it when I've been on my quad bike and things like that, where I normally use a quite bright headlamp for that, as well as the headlights in the quad, and it's definitely bright enough to do that kind of work. So it's a well-rounded light. I like that it's got straight out charging port, micro USB. I'd like to see USB-C, but this price point, it's hard to sort of knock it too much. And I guess that's it for the pros. It's got a lot going for it. I'll do the cons. About the only thing I can sort of say, and again, it's probably not really much of a con because at this price point, you're getting a lot for your money. But it's a 2600 milliamp hour battery. It would have been nice if it was sort of 3200, something, you know, even up to 3500 these days. But I get it could probably increase the price a fair bit, and they're trying to do this at a quite budget end but give you some good performance. Also with the pros, the strap, how it's got that nice little silicone sort of weave, the non-slip thing, that's really good. So if you do want a helmet mount or anything like that, and the head adjustment is quite large, like you can go a long way out of it and you can go quite small. It's got a lot of adjustment in it, so it will suit if you're wearing helmets or even just times you're wearing, it might be cold weather and you're wearing a beanie or something like that. If you have a large head and you wear a beanie, some of those lights are quite hard to get around your head. Pro wise, that's it. I just think also the price. This is coming into the conclusions now. With the price of it at I've seen it at lightshop.com.au. It's like $79 and it's quite good at that price. But then I also did notice, if you do a bit more searching around, I've seen that it was on Amazon and it was only $45. So like, that's crazy. I'll put links to those in the description and you can have a look at that yourself. And there's actually a lot of reviews on Amazon. So yeah, conclusion wise, it's affordable. It has build quality and features that are, you know, really, really good for its money. You know, it's keeping the much more expensive lights honest. The run times are pretty good, and I guess you can always put a bigger battery in it and you can increase those run times instead of using the one supply, but it's quite good. Anyway, that's it. That sums it up for me. I'd definitely buy this, and I actually recommend it. It's pretty good. If you're trying to get that high-end stuff, but you're sort of thinking, you know, $140 or $150 for some of these lights is a little bit too much, this gets you in at about 1/3 the price, and it's not far off behind in bells and whistles. Anyway, on that note, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumbs it down. Tell me why in the comments. And if you like more videos like this, then hit the subscribe button. Yeah, bye for now. Alright, so here we are out at night. We're looking down the street here. This is where I normally do my testing now. So there's a reflective sign at the end of the street that is at exactly 100 metres. So what we'll do is we'll put it onto, I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's moonlight. Let's go low. I'm sure you can see that now. I'm just moving up and down so you can see it. Let's go medium. So as you can see, there's a nice little hot spot in the centre. The edges are reasonably defined, but there's still heaps of spread, and that's what you need in a head torch. But anyway, as you can see up there. All right, let's go high. As you can see that there, now we're getting a good reflection out at 100 metres, and I'm actually seeing a small amount of light, definitely out to the 130 metres is the houses and the fences past those signs behind the railway tracks. So you can definitely see that. So that's moonlight, that's low, that's medium, that's high, at 1200 lumens. That's pretty impressive. Anyway, on that note, we'll leave it at that.